Hello, everybody. This is Elsid932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. This is Love is Blind Italy episode 2. Make sure that you have hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on because there's a lot of new stuff coming up. So let's get into it because there's a lot to cover. So Jurgana is on the other side and, he admired her from the start. He has seen his past with her and it has not worked for him. So remember how we ended episode 1. This is Giovanni. He was sitting there. He was talking to someone. He said he had to make a decision and we didn't know who was on the other side. And so we know it's Jurgana. And he's saying that she reminds him of his past. He needs someone to argue with who will stand up to him. And if he is not challenged, he will get bored. Okay? There's someone here who gets him and, he will give her freedom. And she's like, freedom? Freedom for what? He said, freedom to choose anyone. And she says, all that sweet talk, all that runes and the name, and she just bitterly laughs, y'all. She said it was all BS that she has heard before. And the worst thing is to say you see in other people proves that, I'm the one or I'm not the one. She's like, it was all BS. He said he met 2 completely different women. She knows her worth. She says, exactly how she feels. And she said, hey, it wasn't returned. And guess what? She wears diamonds and not cubic zirconias. She does not want explanations and he has wasted her time. She wishes him the best and then leaves. He says he feels really bad, but he had no choice. And I'm like, sir, you had a choice in how you did it. Okay, Giovanni, you had a choice in how you broke up with her. And that was not cute. So he goes to the men's lounge, y'all, and he calls himself an a-hole. I agree with you, Giovanni. Yes. Now, Parmi is happy, okay? He's happy in the corner. He's listening. But he wants to see how this plays out because just because she ended with Giovanni does not mean she choose him. So I'm like, Parmi, I'm liking you. I'm liking you already. Please don't make me regret it. In the women's lounge, she says she didn't have a plan B. They were both on the same level. And she walked out on Giovanni. And she told him about cubic zirconias and diamonds. And that, she reminded him of his past. And the ladies were just listening to her, okay? The woman spoke that, hey, they got all the same treatment from him. He's a player. That's why they didn't want to date him. In the men's lounge, Alessandro says he feels like he has fallen in love. Okay. In the women's lounge, Elisa says, she will walk out if the date is not Alessandro. So does that mean she's in love? I don't think so, okay? She's a little bit of a ball buster. I like Elisa, but I don't think that means that, she in love. But we shall see. Now, Alessandro and Elisa, we see their date. She has to answer his questions this time. Because remember the last time, she was just asking. He said, no, this is my time. So they talk about groceries and all that stuff and how they like to shop. And he buys a whole bunch of nonsense. But she asked, where does he see them in 20, 30 years? They were happy, laughing a lot about his, suggestion. He said he wants to be partners in crime. He never had any doubts with her. She says she wants to hug him right now, and her voice brings him peace. They said they were not expecting this because remember, he's younger. He's a few years younger. He's 26, and she's, I believe, 30. So she wasn't expecting this, especially with him being a younger man. Okay? Now, we move over to Giovanni. He said he feels empty, but he feels full at the same time. I guess he's just nervous, but he says he's ready. He has a date with Georgia, and he talks about his favorite poets. He reads the love poem to her, and she starts to cry, and she's like, she can't resist him now. He asks her to stand, and he kneels and proposes, and she says yes. Now, when she goes to the women's lounge, they were really somber in congratulating him, because all of them know he's a player. They all don't like him. They're like, oh, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. No cheers or anything like that. It was like, oh, nice. In the men's lounge, they were all happy for him. Okay? They were happy for him. Much happier than the ladies were for her. So we meet 2 new people. And as y'all know, we have pictures on the side. Hanoi is 34, a project manager. She's from South Korea, but has been in Italy for 14 years. She's always dreamed of a world where physical appearance did not matter. Welcome to Love is Blind. Welcome to Love is Blind, Hanoi. We see Alessandro B. He is 34 and a personal trainer. She tells him where she's from and he finds it amazing. And I was like, girl, that's telling him how you look. I'm not liking this. So he says South Korea is on his list to visit next. He is an extrovert and he said he's opened 2 ice cream stores with friends. He's a model and also a personal trainer. She says she likes to run, but he said he thinks she's really thin if she's got a runner's body. She mentions, hey, elephants run too. I said, girl, finally, you've recovered. You don't want him to think that, you're just thin, and you don't want him to think about your appearance other than you're South Korean. So, okay, I like that. So she says she does run a lot, and he says he goes 3 times a week to the gym to relieve stress. She says she focuses on what's on the inside because the outside may fade or change. And she finds it important to be able to overcome different moments together and to argue in a healthy way. I like their date, but it was kind of bland. But y'all put a pin in that. In the women's lounge, she is saying she can feel the attraction when they're talking together. And he's in the men's lounge saying he can't sense any passion from her. This is the moments that it was made for. He said he wanted her to be more enthusiastic, and he thinks, though, it may be a language barrier. Next, we see Nicola, and he said he has always been dumped, and he wants to break this pattern. So are you dumping someone, Nicola? Now, Ludovica says she might be right, but, Karen stirs her emotions. She might be the right one for Nicola, but Karen makes her feel some kind of way because Karen is absolutely gorgeous. We see Nicola has a date with Karen. He gives her butterflies. And I'm like, y'all know how I feel about butterflies. That means you need to run. Okay? You need to run. But she knows he's talking to Ludovica. And he feels like he's in an emotional roller coaster. He tells her he has other connections and is unsure. She said, I have chosen you from the start. And she has shut down all other options. And now, it's making her take a step back because he hasn't shut down his other options. He has not chosen her. He says, is this infatuation or is it real? And she starts to cry. She feels like she has put all her eggs in one basket and it's not being reciprocated. He says, you are who I want. She's like, yeah, but you're inconsistent. And until you satisfy your curiosity with the other connections, we can't talk. So he says he doesn't think he has said anything to feel bad about. She walks out. She walks out, y'all, early out of the date. And he kicks the ottoman. It's a cushion, kind of spoof. But he kicks it and she goes straight to confessional. She says he will have to work to get to talk to her again. Okay? He tells the man that it was a disaster. And they're all looking at him in shock. And the song they play is Look at the Mess You Made. Because, Nicola, you made a mess. In a women's lounge, word gets to Ludovica that Karen walked out on the date. Now, she has to choose between Davide and Nicola. So we see the next date is Davide and Ludovica. They play a game. For each word, you have to tell a story associated with that word from your life. So when she says handcuffs, he said he was arrested when he was younger, and she's feeling moved by the story. And then he says, that was a joke. You really think I was arrested? And I was like, dude, she's trying to connect. She says she gives up since he doesn't want to get deeper. So she eventually says bicycle. And she says she never learned to ride a bike because, there were no parents around to teach her. Now, he does not go any further. He's like, oh, my God, everybody knows how to ride a bike. I'll teach you. But he never asks why there are no parents around. Now, if y'all remember, she's the one who said it was always a nanny around, doing things with her. So she's turned off by him and shuts down. And she leaves when he's not able to open up. And, she shares that the other men she's talked to in the pods have helped her to open up, and she's further along with them. In the men's lounge, he says he'll send her flowers and that'll fix everything. I'm like, okay, are you used to buying things and it getting you out of a bind? Okay. Now we have the reveal of Giovanni and Georgia. We don't know how this is going to go. Everybody looks beautiful, but he walks out real slow, y'all. real slowly. Okay? He doesn't even kiss her hand. He kisses the ear above her hand. And y'all, if you're from Italy, please school me. Is he not, the lips not supposed to touch the back of the hand? Was he being respectful? Or he don't like her? Because I'm thinking he don't really like her. Because he kissed the ear above her hand. But he was slow to hug her. He said it's too much for him to see her face and imagine the voice. Now, in the past, and if you have watched other Love is Blinds, when a man says this, when a man says it's all too much to put together, that means he ain't attracted. He don't like her, okay? But he does call her gorgeous, okay? And she likes that he kept looking at her and it was intense. And she likes how he looks like a real man. Okay. He proposes again, then they kiss and they dance. He went to dance with her, and she is happy with her choice. And he finds that they do have chemistry. He kisses her on the lounge, and then eventually don't want to leave. And I'm like, okay, maybe your engines needed a little time to rev up, but they both say they feel a connection. I don't feel it. I don't think they connected. I'm sorry. Then we see Parmi and Jurgana. He is scared about the situation. Okay? He is scared about the situation where she said, remember, her parents may not approve. Okay? Her parents are very, very strict. And she says she's an only child of immigrants and they have no relatives here and they are all alone here without her. So now I'm understanding why the parents are strict, really, about this whole thing about her having a boyfriend and everything. So they ask, how do you deal with conflict? She says she diffuses the situation. He says he is not good at putting himself in other people's shoes, and he may need space if he feels angry. Now, he said he made his choice. He made his choice and loves being with her. There are reasons it will be difficult, but he wants to be with her, and he only wants to do this with her. I'm like, okay, do this or marry her. What are we talking about? Do what? Continue to date? Or are we in this for marriage for Love is Blind? She says she has responsibilities with both her parents being ill. She needs a man to be her foundation and to share this pain. He says he will stand and fight with her if she does the same. But she still feels scared. Now, y'all, Jurgana, in telling us that she's the only child of immigrants, if you have seen other Love is Blinds, including Love is Blind UK Season 2, you would realize she probably has to translate for them. She is their connection to the outside world. And having her go off and get married and have a family means they're going to lose that connection or that help for them on a regular basis. That may be why the parents don't approve of most of her boyfriends. Let's hope. Now, next we see Alessandro and Elisa. He proposes clumsily in the pods, but she does say yes. And, they both, lounge around. Both lounges, celebrate with them. It was a high celebration. Cheers all the way around. We see Alessandro B on a date with Hioni, and he says physical appearance matters in his world since he's a model, etc. So she's been thinking about him all day. He does say he wants to hug her and mentions he did not feel that she was excited in their first date. And then they talk about what? Intimacy. They talk about having smecks. Okay? And talk about all where they can have it, do it, the different positions. And he said he was a bit shy, but since she's talking about it a lot, he can talk about it. And he says, hey, it's okay if things heat up. It's okay. And he said that, they will be amazing together. And she's like, yes, we will have amazing chemistry in the bed. It never works when y'all start talking about this physical stuff so early. Ever works. Y'all get brain fog. And I think this is what's happening to these two. We see Nicholas and Ludovica. They are both happy to have this date. She likes that he felt that he can see her as a strong equal, a strong partner. And he says she has wrecked him in a good way. She says she will leave if he is not here tomorrow. Okay, put a pin in that, y'all. In the men's lounge, his head is all over the place between Karen and Ludovica. Now we see Parmi and Jurgana in their date. He planned a date with stuffed animals, sushi, incenses burning. I said, okay, Parmi, you put on a little romance, Parmi. So she said she has had doubts and fears, with him, but with him she never felt judged. This is the first time she's ever felt truly chosen in her life, and she thanks him for that. He says she has been warm with him, and he asks, does she want him? Okay? Because he cannot go far without her. She says she's scared of what her parents may say and doesn't want to hurt him. And he hopes that she wants to be with him because he feels that this can truly grow into something special. Next up, we see the reveal between Alessandro and Elisa. Remember, he's the younger one. She's, just 4 years older than him. And y'all, the doors open up, and that is the end of the episode. Please join me for episode 3 that will be uploading momentarily. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.